Brushy Creek is one of the most misunderstood areas in the North Austin area. You know, a lot of people who are thinking about relocating to Austin will often hear about Brushy Creek. It definitely appears in a lot of lists like Niche and some of these other websites that kind of list the nice neighborhoods in the greater Austin area. But the thing is that really until people come here and walk some of these trails and some of these parks, it's a little hard to understand. And I think this is a really great area that more people would actually move to if they actually had a sense of what it was like ahead of time. So in this video, I'm going to show you the real Brushy Creek. We're going to check out a few of the neighborhoods, some of the parks and trails, so that you can see if you can call this place home. Let's go check it out. By the way, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Jeremy Critt. I'm going to be your guide on this tour of Brushy Creek, and I'm a local real estate broker here in the greater Austin area. You know, every single day people are reaching out through YouTube. They're sending me text messages, they're calling me on the phone, they're booking time on my calendars. So if you're thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, or you already live here and you're thinking about making a move, let me help you make your move a great success. Get in touch. So now we're going to start with a map, and we're going to look at where Brushy Creek is located in the greater Austin area.
Looking at this map, we can zoom out and we'll see Austin right here in the center. Now, when we start moving north, you can see how the Brushy Creek area sits right where Austin starts to transition into the suburban corridor that connects Cedar Park and Round Rock. It's pretty much outside the city limits of Austin, but it's close enough that you still feel very connected. If we come in a little closer, you can see that Brushy Creek runs along this east-west line. Cedar Park is over here on one side and Round Rock is over here on the other. Brushy Creek sits right in the middle, which is one of the reasons why people love living here. You get quick access to Highway 183, Highway 45, Interstate 35, and Mopac. That makes it really simple to go to downtown, the Domain, and other major tech hub areas in North Austin, as well as going north to places like Leander and Liberty Hill. In this video, we're going to explore a few spots along this corridor so that you can get a real feel for the area. We're going to start at Brushy Creek Lake Park, and then we'll take a quick look at the trail system near Champions Park. After that, we'll take a look at some neighborhoods. We'll look at Meadows of Brushy Creek first, then we'll head over to Cat Hollow, and then we're going to move to more established parts of Brushy Creek like Great Oaks and Brushy Bend Park. When you see all of this on the map, it becomes much easier to understand how the area is laid out, how these neighborhoods fit together in the larger Brushy Creek corridor, and within the greater Austin region in general. I'm here at Brushy Creek Lake Park, and this place has a real easy, relaxed feel. It's really not hard to see why people love it. People walk the trails, run, bike, and take their dogs out for some fresh air. You can see families spreading out on the grass, kids climbing on the playground, and on warm, sunny days in summer, you can see the splash pad full of energy. Some visitors that come here, they just find a quiet spot under the trees, and others take a kayak out on the lake or sit by the water for a moment of calm. You always hear birds everywhere, you see ducks on the lake, squirrels moving through the trees. It all adds to the peaceful atmosphere. At the end of the lake is the dam, and it's a simple and quiet part of the park, but it really shows you how water flows through the Brushy Creek system. What I love most is how everything connects. The trails here link directly to the larger Brushy Creek Regional Trail System, so you can keep going as long as you want. And you know, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to head over to Champions Park next, and we're going to just see how some of these trails look like. Let's keep moving.
So I'm walking here in Champions Park now, which is actually just down the road from Brushy Creek Lake Park that we were at the beginning of our vlog tour. And I wanted to bring us here because not only is it a beautiful park, as most of the parks here in Williamson County, But this park is really connected into the trail system here at Brushy Creek. So one of the cool things about the lifestyle here is that you have all of these parks, but you also have these trails, and you'll see people mountain bike through these trails and people walk through these trails, and there are these picturesque bridges like the one I'm on now. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to get off the beaten path a little bit, and we're going to do a little bit of hiking on those trails. Hopefully we won't get too much mud on my shoes here, but I just want to give you a feel of what it's like to live here in Brushy Creek. Let's go take a look. Okay, I finally found one. We're here off the beaten path now. We're on one of the dirt trails now. And this is kind of cool because the trail here is just very clearly marked. So there's like kind of a dirt kind of pathway here, but I'm surrounded by all of these bushes and trees and just the wildlife here. So I feel really immersed into the natural element here. And I'm just walking by, and this is actually really fun. Actually, this is such a clearly marked trail that that you can just walk here and not really worry about it at all. Let me turn this around. Take a look at this. Let's take a look. So we're walking down one of the cement trails that they have here. There's two kinds of trails. You've got these cement covered trails, and then there are some trails that are a little bit off the beaten path. I was hoping to find one of those. For some reason, I'm having a little bit of a hard time locating one, but we'll hopefully find one here soon. But as I'm walking through here, I'm just seeing a lot of people, and we'll probably see them as we're walking, just a lot of people taking a walk, riding their bikes, just really enjoying themselves. And what's amazing is you see all of this nature here around me, and it's almost hard to believe that just a little bit farther that direction or this direction, there are subdivisions. And so that's one of the appeals of living in this area. If you live in a place like Rancho Brushy Creek, which is a subdivision that we've featured in other videos, or Sendero Springs, or Avery Ranch, or there's so many subdivisions around here that you could just live there, you know, and come here in the morning, take a little, you know, get a little exercise and walk down one of these trails, or come here in the afternoon after work in the evening and you know, get some exercise, get some fresh air, or just come out here on the weekend, you know, get to, you know, come out here with your significant other or your family or just by yourself and have a little picnic. It's very nice. It's very peaceful. And it's very quiet. I don't hear any traffic noise in here. I don't hear anything other than the wind, the breeze, chipmunks getting ready for winter, and some birds chirping around here. So this is very, very nice. Over here to my left is actually Brushy Creek. It's running water here. Obviously, this has some water controls to it to control flooding and things like that. So there is actually just down here, I probably should have got it on film, but there's a little dam back there. There's a series of little dams throughout the journey of this creek, just to make sure everything is controlled. So that's nice. So we're just walking down. You know, another thing that kind of strikes me is I really think, as someone who's actually sold a lot of houses throughout here, and actually I don't live too far from this park, is that, you know, I think this is one of the things that really preserves the value of this area, because, you know, if you're living nearby, you have these beautiful public parks and trails that are really unmatched. It's really hard to find something like this in the North Austin area. So I think that definitely if you're thinking about relocating to Austin, this is going to be definitely on your map, or it should be on your map. And if it's not on your map, well, now you're making it on your map. And you should come out here and drive around. You know, if you're thinking about moving to Austin, you know, this is probably going to be, unless you want to live really in the city, this is a great North Austin area. It's not technically Austin. We've talked about that a little bit earlier. You know, this is actually a kind of a corridor that's between Cedar Park and Round Rock. It's kind of its own little kind of area. And, but it's, I would consider it part of the North Austin area. This is kind of a North Austin lifestyle, but very, very far north. It is, you know, again, you know, in the area. Another thing that I find very interesting about walking through here, even just as I was filming this, is that people are very friendly. You know, one thing I have to say, the people in Brushy Creek, they're super friendly. I'm walking by, they see that I'm filming here, and they're a little curious to know what I'm doing, but they say hello, they nod their head, they want to maybe chat a little bit. And so that's really nice. I think that's one of the things that's really nice about the lifestyle here is I think people are really laid back, they're friendly, at least most people. at least the people I'm talking to. Now I'm a friendly guy, maybe that's why, but I think that the people here are really great people. I'm really enjoying. All right, we're off the beaten path now. We're on one of these dirt trails here in Brushy Creek. Let's just take a look around a little bit, and then we'll circle back together, and then we'll check out some more neighborhoods. Let's go take a look. We're quite high up here, actually. I'm gonna turn this around so you can see where we went up. So we went up through here, and we climbed all the way up here. And so now we're actually right above Brushy Creek. Take a look at that. You can just hear the running water. It's really cool. I can hear a lot of people hiking in here. I can hear people riding their bike. This would be very good mountain biking. This is true mountain biking territory here. All right, now we're in a little bit of a more level place. I'm getting a workout here with you guys. All right, so let me turn this around so you can see what this trail looks like. Let's take a look. So you can see there's just, the trail just goes every which direction. There's a lot of options. I'm not really worried about getting too lost here. It looks like actually, I've been walking so far actually on this trail that we're right near the Avery Ranch Golf Course. So that's cool. We'll let them play golf and then we'll keep going down this direction and we'll get back into civilization. Let's go. One of the cool things about the trail system here is that, you could be on those cement trails or you can be on one of these off the beaten path trails. That's what I call it. So I was quite high up now. I'm actually coming back down more to level ground here. And it's really cool. And actually, if I turn this around, you can see here, we can see the water here. We can see there's this path here. They have this wood kind of bridge thing here to make it easy to hike. So I really like it. Williamson County, they're really great. They're really taking care of these areas. They're trying to make them really accessible to the people. So that's one of the many benefits of living in this area. If you're a hiker and you love doing trails like this, you're gonna absolutely love Brushy Creek. You'll absolutely love it. So if you're into nature, you gotta check this place out. Brushy Creek is really a large area. There's a lot of different subdivisions we could cover and do deep dives in. But in this video, what I really want to do is just give you a general sense of the Brushy Creek area. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at 3 different subdivisions in the greater, let's say, Brushy Creek area here in the, what I would call like the North Austin living area. And I think that'll give you a good idea of kind of what you can expect if you were to consider living here. So we're going to look at Meadows at Brushy Creek. I'm actually walking through Meadows at Brushy Creek right now. And then we're going to look at Cat Hallow. And then we're going to go to an older section of Brushy Creek. I like to call it vintage Brushy Creek. And that'll give us an idea of kind of the spectrum of what you can expect in the area as far as houses and subdivisions go. So let's go check it out. All right, let's hop in the car and let's drive around. And as we're driving around, I'll tell you a little bit about Meadows at Brushy Creek.
This is Meadows of Brushy Creek. It's an established neighborhood in Round Rock in the Brushy Creek area, and it's known for its mature trees, wide streets, and quiet setting. It offers the kind of environment people look for when they want something calm without giving up convenience. Recent sales in this subdivision have mostly ranged from the mid-500s to the mid-600s, with some larger properties selling higher based on size and updates. Active listings follow the same pattern, which really keeps the neighborhood steady in terms of value. As you look around, it's really easy to see why the area remains in such high demand. The homes are well cared for, the landscaping feels settled, and the whole neighborhood has a relaxed character. You also get access to those awesome parks and trails and nearby amenities that really makes everyday living simple. And now we're going to head over to Cat Hallow. But before we do that, we're going to stop by the Brushy Creek Community Center, which is pretty awesome, so that you can see one of the major amenities that serves this entire area.
So I'm walking in the gardens of the Brushy Creek Community Center. Now, something that a lot of people may not realize if they're moving here to the Brushy Creek area is that a lot of the parks, trails, pools, tennis courts, and things like that are actually maintained by the Brushy Creek Mud. It's actually part of the taxes of a lot of the properties that are in this area. Not all of them, but the vast majority of them. And so what's cool about that is that all that money that goes from those taxes goes into funding things like this community center. And there's a lot of people Actually here, there's a gym, there's a central place where you can pay your water bill. There's this pavilion right here behind me that you can rent out. Maybe you can host a reception or a wedding. And so this is a really cool thing that you get when you're living in this area. They even let people that don't live in the Brushy Creek mud rent some of these facilities. You have to pay a little bit of a higher fee, but that's an option. So Brushy Creek has a lot of community features that you don't see in other areas.
Welcome to Cat Hollow. This part of Brushy Creek is known for its park, open spaces, and relaxed outdoor lifestyle. From above, you can see Cat Hollow Park with its wide fields, shaded areas, sports courts, walking paths, pool, and of course, a playground for the kids. Residents here really enjoy this park, and it's easy to see why. It sits right at the center of the subdivision and gives the neighborhood a natural gathering point. Right next to the park is the disc golf course, which adds a fun and active feel to this side of the community. It draws people from the area who enjoy have something unique and close by. And actually, in the Brushy Creek area, there's quite a few disc golf courses. As we move through the streets, you can see how the neighborhood comes together. The homes are well cared for, the landscaping is established, and the entire area feels inviting and settled. Another thing that makes Cat Hollow stand out is its branding, and you'll notice it right away when you're driving through Cat Hollow. You'll see a cat-themed kind of touch on the street signs and the signs at the park and throughout the neighborhood. It gives this part of Brushy Creek a real playful identity that people really remember. Cat Hollow is also known for convenience. You're very close to essentials like H-E-B, Starbucks, restaurants, and local shops, and the historic center of downtown Round Rock is only a short drive away. Cat Hollow remains a popular choice because it blends outdoor space, neighborhood character, and easy access to everything you need.
All right, in this last part of our vlog on Brushy Creek, we are going to be going through an area called Great Oaks and Brushy Bend Park. I really love this area in Brushy Creek because this is an older section and the lots are much larger. When you walk around here, you'll just see these houses sitting on these massive lots. It's quiet. Brushy Creek is just right over yonder. It's just a really nice area with lots of trees, very picturesque, very quiet, very cozy. And, you know, some of these houses in here, you know, you look at them and, you know, you can see they've been here a little while. Some of them look a little tired, but there are some real gems in here. And this is a really good opportunity in here to buy a property on a great piece of land. You can either fix up one of these houses that have been here for a while, or you can just tear it down and build something absolutely extraordinary. So let's go ahead and go around. We'll talk a little bit about what this area is about and what you can expect. Let's go take a look.
Now we're entering the Great Oaks and Brushy Bend Park area, and the change in atmosphere is noticeable right away. Compared to the other neighborhoods in Brushy Creek, this part of the community has a more rural feel. The lots are larger, the trees are taller, and the homes sit further back from the road, which really creates a quieter and more open environment. Even with that rural character, you're still very much in suburbia, with all the conveniences close by. Grocery stores, coffee shops, and day-to-day essentials are just a short drive away. It offers that peaceful countryside feel without giving up the ease of suburban living. One of the major differences between this area and some of the other residential sections of Brushy Creek is the individuality of the homes. Every house is different. There's a real combination here. There's some older homes that could use a little love and updating, and others have been renovated beautifully, and even others have been just completely built new on the lot. So the mix creates a lot of opportunity, whether someone wants something move-in ready or sees potential in a property they can improve over time. As we move through, you can see how the natural surroundings shape the atmosphere. The winding roads, the shade from the trees, the extra space between homes all contribute to a calm and somewhat secluded feel that sets this area apart from the more structured subdivisions nearby. And before we move on, Brushy Creek
borders this entire section. I'm talking about the water. And so there's a really cool spot where you can really see how the creek flows through and integrates with the development. So let's go take a look at that now. One of the amazing things about Brushy Creek is that everywhere you go, there's these little spots that are so picturesque. And I think for the people who live here, they just take it for granted. I know I do. I don't live too far from here, and I don't think about it too much. Now that I'm filming here, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And just look around here. I'm actually right here near Brushy Bend Park, and there's a subdivision right here behind me. But you can see the creek just flows right through over this bridge, and people are just kind of coming to their homes here through this bridge. And it's just absolutely peaceful. I can hear the water running. I can see these trees, these canopies are just kind of creating this little like arch over the creek here. Absolutely beautiful. This creek is actually very shallow, so I can actually see the floor. I can actually see some fish and some wildlife even in the water there. Very clean. This is absolutely beautiful. And right now we're filming this in November, so we're just right at the beginning of the fall season. And so I can see some of the leaves falling. I can see some of the foliage turning brown and falling into the water. And so we just have that change of the season now. And you can really see that in this area of Brushy Creek. This is just an absolutely beautiful area. And so that is really one of the appeals of living here in Brushy Creek. There's pockets like this all around this area. You got to check it out. So we're wrapping up our vlog tour of the Brushy Creek area. The one thing I really want to highlight about this area is the nature. For me, this is the selling point of living in the Brushy Creek area. This is really a slice of heaven if you love to be outdoors, if you love to go jogging, running, biking, and you actually want to be in nature. You want to ride through trees and see bushes and go on trails and see running water. Brushy Creek offers that. There's really nothing comparable to this in the North Austin area. We're so close to 183, Palmer. It's between Round Rock and Cedar Park. It's in such a great location. And that's why a lot of people want to live in this area. And it's also something, in my opinion, that keeps the value of these properties very stable and continuing to appreciate over time. These parks, this infrastructure isn't going anywhere. And the great thing is the government is really doing their part in keeping everything looking nice. Let's end with just walking around this park here. We're here at Shirley McDonald Park. We're gonna just go around and we'll take some B-roll and just show it to you. And let's enjoy it, and we'll end on this note. We'll see you on the next one. Before we go any further, don't forget to press that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know of new developments happening here in the greater Austin area. Join me on my neighborhood vlog tours, as well as for special topics that might interest you if you're thinking about moving to the Austin area. It doesn't matter if you're moving in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, or even 3 years. Get in touch. Every single day, people are getting in touch with me over the phone, sending me text messages, or booking time on my calendar. If you're thinking about making a move, let me help you make your move a great success.